So we are here. Oh no, hang on. Is it live?
It's live. It says it's live.
Oh, it's giving me another thing here. Okay, we're live. That was a live behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen, of how the tech works. It's
Sneak
like,
peek.
yeah, exactly. Sneak peek of like the questioning. Did I do it right? Did I do it wrong? What happened? So no, we're here. We're live. So and we are with Becky Vanessa and myself, Simone Millicers, and we're talking about body series because Becky said to me the other day, "Hey, can you give me some information? Because someone was saying, what is this about?" And I went, "I don't know." And I went, "Let's do a quick live." So
Yeah.
what were you asking me? Where do we want to go with this?
Well, I was speaking with somebody and they're like, what is that going to be? Like, what is this even going to be about? Like, if you haven't seen the graphic for it, like I love the graphic. So it's like says the body series and it has like all these different names and just different things. And what I love about this is like there's no answer.
Yeah.
And you've been like that the whole time. You're like,
I have. Look,
yeah.
for me, it's like, if you've known me for a while or done any classes a long time ago, I would have just gone, nope, 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 nope. Hard no, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely hard no on me doing anything to do with bodies. It was the one area that I had so much judgment of,
Yeah.
and judgment and not judgment. And it's sort of like the judgment of it and the judgment of not changing it, sort of thing. Like if I
Mm.
had, say, with money, for example, I had a judgment of money, but I was also willing to change it. Whereas with my body, I wasn't willing to change the judgment, not the body, the judgment. Okay. So it was like somewhere I went, if I keep that judgment in place, then everything's going to be like, "Wah," and it's like, it doesn't work like that. So quite a few years ago now, I made the demand to myself that I would stop judging myself. I would stop judging my body and see what the heck showed up. And I would say, I mean, God, all you have to do is look at my Facebook photos and you can see there's a difference in the way I look.
Yeah.
I mean, someone said the other day, "You look younger and happier." And I went, "I literally am." I feel like Benjamin Button. I'm going backwards. I'm getting younger.
Yeah.
But it's not just how you look; it's how you feel in your body. And that's probably more so what I would like to play with in this body series. If you would like to change something in your body, like, I mean, 2 years ago, I started asking for more flexibility and more strength.
Mm.
That's what I was asking for. So you can ask for anything with your body. You really can. And I would like to be there for you in this body series when you're asking this. And you can ask for all of that. We can go through so many different things. But the piece that I would really like to discover with the body series is no definition, no conclusion. It's like, what is this going to be like for you and your body? A lot of the times like just today in the last 48 hours, I'm getting this new download of receiving. I'm like, what's it like for us to truly receive, like with our bodies, like truly, truly, truly receive and be in relaxation? So for me, I don't actually desire to define this and say, this is what we're going to go through. This is what we're going
Right.
to do. I mean, if you've done a Joy business class with me, you'll know. I remember people used to get annoyed at me because they were like, aren't we going through, don't we have a plan? And I was like, no plan. What if there was no plan and we played? And we've got 3 months to explore this, a call every 2 weeks, which I'm super excited about because it's your bodies that are literally going to create this class as well. And that's what I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. Well, we recently did a podcast too, and something that came out of it, I was afterwards even looking at the show notes, and it said, "Do you believe that bodies are magical?"
Mm.
I was like, so for me, even going into this series, like I have an ask, and I was speaking to someone the other day, and I was like, yeah, I'll have all of that. Like,
Mm.
yeah, I would like to play, change my body, get out of judgment. But what I've been looking at is like, I wonder, like what capacities I have, like what are the superpowers? Of course, I just watched Doctor Strange the other day with my kids and everything. I was like, I wonder, like, if I got out of the way,
Mm.
like what is my body actually capable of?
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, throughout my lifetime here, this reality so often is it either includes the body or it includes the being.
Yeah.
And there's not a great deal of things around that go, hey, what if being here on the planet is the greatness of embodiment? What if it's about our being and our body and what communion we can be together? Like how we can, like you said, like that magic that we can be. It's like, what else is truly possible? For me, it's like that awareness, like the sensory cortex of your body alone is just like, holy shit, like what else is it aware of? And what else are you aware of? And I guess it's sort of also what would you like to create for you in your life, in your living? Like how many things have you decided you cannot do? And, as Becky, as you said, it's like, do you actually know that your body is magical? Do you know that you are magical? It's not outside of you. It's we ask, we request, we choose. And the only thing that's stopping you from choosing something greater is you.
Yeah. And like what the society says a body can do.
Yeah. Well, gosh, how much of like once you reach a certain age, you can't,
Yeah.
or and then also when you're younger, it's like, oh, you can't do that, you're too young. And it's like, dude, it's like, what if everything was available?
Yeah.
It's such a big thing about changing your body shape at a certain age. It's like, what if, okay, so I would like to change all of that and more, and all of the projections that people have been putting on bodies for lifetime after lifetimes after lifetimes. And let's change that so that
Yeah.
you can actually have a relationship, a creationship with your body that is about being in question and about choosing something greater and about, unlimited possibilities. Let's go for unlimited possibilities with our bodies.
Wow.
Yeah. And I
Well,
think,
it's like the level of receiving. Like you said, there's something so different that's available now.
yeah, I just did this podcast with Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, and it's not out yet, and it will be. So look at it, Choice, Change, and Action podcast. It'll be out probably in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe. I'm not sure. And we were talking about a lot of things like relaxation and everything. And then I was asking him about bodies, and he did this whole thing of talking about like, you when you're like having sex, when you're relaxed, can you have an orgasm? When you're not relaxed, can you have an orgasm? And it's like, orgasm is from relaxation. And it's like that whole turn on is from relaxation, and you get to receive more. And as he was talking, I was like, my body was getting so turned on, like just tapping into that energy of the relaxation and the receiving. And even that, simply sex, copulation. It's like, it's so funny because it's something that people go, oh no, let's not talk about it, but let's talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Let's talk about it. Well, what if we get to explore it? What if you gave up all the definitions that you have of what copulation and sex is, and you didn't define it? You didn't define your body, somebody else's body. And no matter even if you've been married for X amount of years, Becky, it's like, and you play in this way of like fresh eyes and exploring something different. And by the end of the podcast, I went, God, this is so brilliant. He said, you want to go have sex, don't you? I went, well, soon. I said, I've got a few things to do, but And I was like, okay, I actually started asking myself questions and going, well, what would it take to receive so much more in sex and copulation than what I've been willing to? Like, how many times do you go, oh, that was great sex, or that was a great meal, or that was the best thing I ate, or that was the best sex I had? And when you say that, you literally stop anything else that can show up. You go to a limited possibility because you've just defined it, rather than unlimited possibilities. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And now, how does it get any better than that?
That is so cool.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for that. Like I didn't even really, yes. Yeah, I'll have that. And I was also looking, like you said something at COP, and it was so cool. The question
COP
was,
is choice of possibilities, ladies and gentlemen, just in case. We shorten everything in Access.
everything. Choice of possibilities class. And it was how many are actually willing to have the relationship with you and your body, right? That you were meant to have and be.
Yeah.
She said it way better, but and I was like, wow. And then you really like spoke again to like, this is your butt, like, hello, you're with me till I die. You're like my best friend.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you've got a husband, you've got, playmates, friends, all that sort of stuff. Some parents, kids, they know
Yeah.
you, but no one knows you like you and your body. Like that's it. You and your body. That's it.
Yeah.
And we ignore it all the time. It's like, imagine like one of your friends coming and knocking on the door, and you open the door and you just abuse it. You yell at them, the way they look, they're too tired or they don't run fast enough or whatever. And you're just yelling at them. And then what would you do if you were a friend? You'd be like, I'm not staying here. I'm out of here. But the friend just walks in and goes, okay, they're doing it again, this litany of judgment. What are they judging me now? I mean, for years and years and years, I judged the shape and size of my body. And then when I was like, okay, I really have to stop this. And I did everything I could to stop it. And I noticed really quickly, I started judging my age. And I
Mm.
was like, what? I'm like passing one button for the next. And it was like, well, what if I eliminated all of that? And I didn't look for judgment. I actually seeked the acknowledgement of my body and how brilliant it is. And I'm not saying I'm 100% out of judgment of my body, because I'm not. It's like I still go into judgment. And somewhere it's like, I don't know, that becomes this thing that people do no matter how they look or feel. And I'm a hell of a lot more out of judgment. So I would like to invite people to that. What if you could come 90% out of judgment of your body? And then when you do judge it, you change it so quickly. It's like, it's not
Yeah.
relevant. Stop apologizing for you and your body and start acknowledging the greatness of you.
I'll have that.
Yeah. Yes, please. Please.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. It's like, it's not a punishment to have a body on planet Earth. It's like, it's a greatness. I mean, even if you walk along the sand, like I've got the beach across the road. So you walk along the sand and it's a bit cool at the moment. So, but you've still got, walking on the beach with, no shoes, and it's like the sand on your feet and then the water that brushes up against your feet. It's like, the level of receiving and nurturing and joy that is for me and my body is like, thank you.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Mm.
Well, and what I'm excited to explore with this as well is, I don't remember if it was the Joy Business Facilitator training or not, but I really started asking myself, like, well, what is my financial reality? When I was doing all these different research on different things, and a lot of things they make to be not understood, and so I set an alarm. And what I'm actually now looking with my body is like, well, what is my reality like with my body? Like, what do I know?
Yeah.
And like really willing to be able to explore. So,
and we mentioned the podcast that you and I did, and that's up. You can find that on
yeah.
choicechangeandaction.com and look up the one. I think it's like 2 ago that I did with Becky.
Yeah.
And we spoke a lot about that too, because I mean, I know I bring it up, but I just think it's amazing that you actually chose at one stage to become I guess, body sculpting, bodybuilding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I get the awareness that you gain from that is what you can choose with your body when you choose it. And that's just the beginning of what you can choose and what you can create. So it's like, please go find that podcast. It was brilliant. And actually, you have a bunch of podcasts, choicechangeandaction.com. And there's a bunch of podcasts that I've got up there about bodies, and interviewing some really cool people about it, because they have this really different perspective, like you, Becky.
Yeah.
So, but I would like, this body series starts on my 5th of July. So it's the 4th of July. What a day to start it in the US. And it's there's a few languages available. So if you're interested, go to this link below, the SimoneMelisses.com/body series, and you can register your interest, or there's actually 2 payment things you can do. You can pay once off, obviously get the better price, or you can pay in 2 lots, because it's 3 months and we get 3 months together, and you get me every 2 weeks. There's also a WhatsApp group that you can come to, that we will, have contribution in there, etc., and random things. Like the other morning, I was waking up and I was like, oh, because I wake up and I just chat to my body, and I was like, oh, I'm going to start recording this stuff so that people can, get the idea and maybe invite them to do that as well. We also have some really fabulous guest speakers on there as well. So it's 3 months, and I don't have a definition. I don't have a conclusion of what this is going to show up like. I know it's going to be a big adventure, and whatever you are willing to receive is what you will receive. I cannot make you do anything. I can be there for you. I've got your back. I've got your body's back, literally. And I say, let's play.
Yeah.
What else is possible? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Becky.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So
Oh,
let's leave it at that. And, you know, if you're interested, great. And if you're not, that's okay too. It's like, it's okay. You get to choose. Your life is your choice. Okay. Everything. So
yeah.
cool. All right. Well, thank you so
Awesome.
much for being here. Whether you're
Thank you,
listening now
guys.
or later, thank
Yeah.
you. Mwah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.